Fox News Alert and some more on this breaking news that there is a guilty verdict for two of the defendants in the Bridgegate trial in New Jersey. David Lee Miller's live in our newsroom with more on this. David Lee?
Jenna, what's especially significant here is that Governor Christie was not on trial here, but perhaps it could be argued that his reputation was. Two of his former high-ranking aides were convicted of multiple charges in connection with a scheme to shut down traffic on the world's busiest bridge, the George Washington Bridge that connects New Jersey with New York. It was alleged by prosecutors that these two former aides to Governor Christie shut down traffic on this bridge for political retribution against a local mayor whose community was affected by the traffic lanes that were shut down because this mayor, Mark Sokolich, did not come out and endorse Governor Christie in his re-election bid. Found guilty today, Bridget Ann Kelly. She was found guilty of 7 counts. Among the counts we're talking about, along with Bill Baroni, who was the former Deputy Executive Director of the Port Authority, the agency that actually runs the George Washington Bridge. The counts include fraud, conspiracy, as well as denying New Jersey residents their civil rights. They face a maximum of 20 years in prison. This was a 9-count indictment. They were each found guilty of 7 counts. There were 7 counts that applied to each of the defendants. During this 6-week trial, Bridget Ann Kelly and Bill Baroni both took the stand. Among the evidence that prosecutors presented, a number of emails, one of them particularly damning against Bridget Ann Kelly. That email that attracted a great deal of attention said simply, "Time for some traffic problems in Fort Lee." And that was the community that prosecutors alleged the two aides were trying to disrupt traffic from. So now the question is, what will the sentence be? They face sentencing in the weeks ahead. They are still going to remain free on bail. We are told that Bridget Ann Kelly, as the verdict was announced in court, broke down in tears. She had many family members there. As for Bill Baroni, we are told that he, for the most part, was pretty stoic. At one point, he even smiled and was shaking hands with those in the courtroom. So this is a significant verdict. These two former aides of Governor Christie found guilty. Also, the question now is, what, if any, impact is this going to have on the governor? During the trial itself, the prosecutors themselves and others who testified said that the governor knew about this scheme to shut down traffic on the George Washington Bridge. This is something that Governor Christie has repeatedly denied, but the prosecution maintained that he did know about this scheme. But again, Christie has not been charged. He will, however, appear in court, and this is an interesting development aside from the trial, Jenna. Later this month, there's a citizen's complaint against the governor alleging that he did have a role in the shutdown of traffic on the George Washington Bridge, and later this month, he is going to be in a New Jersey court, at least he's scheduled to be in a New Jersey court, to address that charge. But the headline this hour, two former aides of Governor Christie found guilty on multiple counts in connection with the Bridgegate scandal.
It's a big story. As you mentioned, a criminal summons was issued to Christie in about 20 days, a little less than 20 days. He will be appearing in court, so certainly more on this story as we get it. David Lee, thank you.